Today we're looking at Hatebeat, a Gold 4 Ana. They requested this review directly on my Google form, where they wrote, I'm an Ana player who usually sits around mid to high plat, but during Season 9 I fell down to mid gold. A few losing streaks later and I find myself nearly in silver. I don't have any delusions about my skill level. I know I'm not amazing, but I'd like to get back to plat, or at the very least back to high gold. In this match, I know I messed some things up. I missed more sleeps than usual, and even instinctively tried to sleep in ulting Orisa. Usually, I'm more aggressive and go for damage and big nades as much as possible, but in this match, my tank kept running in alone around corners, and all the healing in the world couldn't make them invincible. I really think we could have won this one, but I couldn't do much but heal bot the tank. Given how far my rank has fallen, having tanks like this is more and more common, and I'm not sure how best to compensate for them in order to climb again. I can do more damage, but my tank will just die faster if I do. I'm not one to blame my teammates though, and I know that I can only control myself and not what others do, so I need to be better in order to solve the problem. Yeah, I mean, especially in these ranks, it's gonna inevitably happen when you have that feeding tank who isn't looking back, isn't paying attention to where you guys are, and just, LOS's feeds and dies. Yeah, it's important to, if you can, try to play a little bit more aggressively and push up more yourself, if possible, while being safe about it and smart. But yeah, and also like if they go like way too far and they're obviously like just feeding and there's no way you can safely follow them, like, don't put yourself in a risky position just for them. So, but yeah, anyway, we'll get right into it and we'll see how we can best compensate for that. Sorry, the notes were so long. No worries, man. It's all good. It's good to know, like, especially like what you're thinking and how you felt about the game. So I'm glad you gave me detailed notes. But anyway, getting right into it. First thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Sigma, Cass May, Ana Mercy. Okay, so I think that, ideally Mercy should probably be working with Cass. Yeah, you could definitely think about trying to follow up on what your tank does, especially if he's being ultra aggressive. I want to see you take angles where you can still get vision of him, but also follow up on what he's doing. Heal botting him might not necessarily be the play. It can also be damage and throwing nades or such to follow up on what he does. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So I probably would have just gone out main with your team, but that's fine. So like this is very like restrictive positioning. You have like less opportunities. I always like to, like, if you go out main here and then you can like just take this area like right by the bus. If it's safe to do so, you can rotate around here. You got this cover, you got the health pack. You've got better vision of like, where the enemies are being and where your team's going to push, especially like, see, you're all the way back here. Your Sigma has already turned the corner. Whereas if you were like up in this position, you just be in a better spot to help him out. So we definitely don't want to play too far back. We want to be in a position to push up when our team does, for sure. You want to put yourself, I know you're playing back, you think you're relatively safe, but you got to put yourself in a little bit of danger in order to make plays. If you play too reckless, if you feed, if you run out in the open, you're gonna have the most deaths in the lobby every time. But if you play too far back, your death count might be low, but you're gonna miss out on opportunities to help your team and to make impactful plays. So it's about finding the happy medium there. First round goes okay, but it fell apart. Yeah, your tank is really far. Like, what's he doing? I mean, if we had been pushing up a little bit more, we probably could have helped him a little sooner. But like, there's not, as Ana, there is nothing you could do about your tank going all the way up here. That's not how you play Sigma. I see exactly what you're talking about already. But yeah, you could try to get a nade in there. Nice try. Yeah, nothing you can do about that tank death. You're going for a flank. You can get a sneaky kill on the Mercy or something. Yeah, I'd keep this position. Okay, so you're dropping down. You had a little bit of inactivity. So I actually like this. The target focus might not have been the best. I think we saw the Mercy and then we switched to the Orisa. Like, you shoot a couple times, you know, you take a little bit of damage, you're 211 HP, and then, you know, you have a little bit of time when you're inactive and you drop down. I don't think there was a need to drop down. We weren't in a lot of danger, you know, we just took a tiny bit of chip damage. We could have easily, like, held that position or kept, like, poking on high ground, but it's fine. Try to push up a little more, especially when your team's like really being aggressive like this. I mean, obviously they're, as we can see, they're cleaning up, but instead of scoping in, try to hip fire and move forward. Yeah, definitely movement is going to be crucial.
Happy to assist.
Realizing when you need to move and, you know, not scoping and hip firing to do your shots when you need to. Like here, I would push up a little more if you can. Your tank's being really ultra aggressive. Even if you could just get the nano out, like especially your cast is pushing cart, there's no reason for you to be here. I want to see you push right up and try to help these guys. I always say this, if you're like trying to have impact in your games, try to push cart as little as possible. Like even like just go up, help your team. And if you realize nobody else is pushing cart, you absolutely have to, okay, then you can turn back and do that. But especially when, you know, your tank is being ultra aggressive and you're the primary source of healing, I definitely want to see you just at least push up and try to win the fight before you turn back and push cart. He dies to a junk tire, your Sig, so I'm not sure if there's much we could have done, but... Our Mei is also popping off, though, which is good. You could even think about when she gets aggressive, even nano her. Any one of your, like, looking at your team comp, any one of these guys would be a good nano target in the right scenario. Since Cass was in the choke, you didn't think anyone was going to push cart. Yeah, I mean, he was close enough that, honestly, like I said, I would have just pushed up, tried to help Sig, at least win the fight, and if you realize he's not going to go back and push it, then turn around and push cart yourself. But yeah, I understand your reasoning. Okay, your Sigma's low. When you guys be aggressive, you can think about nanoing. Okay, I don't hate that. I wish he didn't use his ult right after, but that's not on you. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, not much to say. We use a few ults, but we get it done, and that's what matters. Yeah, like he's pushing up way too far here. Yeah, he you know, he was out in the open. He kind of needed to play the corner here, not just be out in the open taking all that damage, especially like as Sigma. That's definitely, without even looking at his POV, that's definitely a mismanagement of your cooldowns if you get burst down like that. But what can we do about that? I mean, maybe push up a little bit more yourself. Like you see your Mei's here, your Mercy's here, even like trying to like push up around this corner, but I'm not sure if there's much you could have done. Nice shots though. Let's turn it back to the 1x speed. Nice try. Let's see. You stopped to fire the sleep. Yeah, I understand the thought process. It might have been good to get another, like, a couple more shots in on the Sig before we went for the sleep. But I also understand you're trying to stop the damage by shutting it down completely.
We're outnumbered. Be careful. Stand up straight.
Okay, yeah, your Sig is pushing main. I would definitely go help him. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about the Bastion. Yeah, so your Sig died. So let's actually back that up right there. So Bastion's doing a little flank. We realize that.
Stand up straight.
So sleeping him was a solid play here. But like looking around, you know, we got the Cass here. I get it. He's low, but it looks like Mercy's going to help him. Meanwhile, your Sigma and your Mei are pushing over here. So what happens is, like, Mercy goes to help Cass, so he's fine. You stop and you wait to try to, like, you know, land the combo on the Bastion. Meanwhile, your team is pushing up here. Especially if Mercy's back here, like, it means they're being aggressive without any source of healing. I definitely would have, like, the sleep was a good play. I would have just slept and forget, like, just immediately gone over here and just focused on main where the fights going on. Let your Mercy and Cass deal with the Bastion. If a pocketed Cass can't deal with a Bastion, a slept Bastion without your help, that's not on you. So definitely, like, I get you were focused on the Bastion, but we definitely want to, you know, once we sleep, turn around, look and see where our teammates are, because I definitely would have liked to see you here main. It's all good though. It's very easy, especially when you land that sleep. You think you can get the kill. It's very easy to, like, tunnel vision that. But we always just have to have a very have to try to have a very holistic view of the battlefield if possible. Yeah, I would like to see be a little more. I get the Orisa's pushing up, but maybe even, like, rotate this way so you can try to get a better angle of Sigma. Because, like, you're backing up here. I mean, once again, your Sigma's pushing way up without looking behind him, but always just try to think about angles you can take to try to get, like, you know. So even if you can't get vision of him over here, you'll be able to get vision of him as early as possible if he does decide to look back and back up himself to compensate for where his teammates are.
What is that melody?
You can think about nanoing Sig. It looks like he's kind of trying to 1v1 the Bastion over
You're
there.
powered up. Get in there.
Yeah, I don't hate that nano. You know, your Sigma's 1v1ing the Bastion. Maybe we could have, like, rotated over here to get vision of Sig and help, but Cass is focusing main. He's going to take a lot of pressure. Nanoing him, I don't think that was bad at all.
Step rider.
Fortified.
Yeah, push up.
I see you. I am unbreakable.
Nice. Not much to say. Unfortunate with your Mercy, but yeah, your Sigma's way out there. So I want to see you try to rotate, like, where your Cass is and try to get an angle where you can get vision of him.
Well, my position. I keep you up.
Yeah, I mean, I get they pushed up, but, you know, maybe we could have like taken a rotation over here, like, a little bit sooner before the enemy team really pushed up and took the space. We could have kept Sigma in the fight a little bit longer. Once again, it's he's pushing up too far. You're playing in the traditional optimal space for Ana to play in this map, like right around here. But holding this space is assuming your tank is holding the right space, which he's not. So even, like, trying to rotate, like, with your Cass so he can help keep you safe too, around the cart so you can get some cover. Even trying to, like, get an angle of your Sigma a little sooner. Maybe you can, like, duck back here, grab the health pack or something if need be. Those are type of things we can do to compensate. It is tough. He's, like you said, he is kind of feeding. He's overextending. There's no reason for you to be pushing, like, right into the enemy spawn like that by yourself as Sig, but those are things you could think about to try to help him out as best as possible while not overextending yourself.
Healing you. I'm here. Keep fighting.
Nice shots.
Helping you out.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. Fortunate timing with the reload right there.
helping you out. أنا ما حدش يقدر علي.
Heroes never die.
Nano boost almost ready.
I'll try to pay a little bit more attention to your reloads too. Or like when you have missed opportunities to reload your clip, because sometimes, you know, it's inevitable you're gonna have to reload, but we want to any downtime that we have, we want to make sure we're reloading whenever possible to make sure that happens as little as possible. Haven't really been paying attention to your clip, so I'll try to do that a little bit more. Like right here, we could definitely have reloaded.
I'm covering you.
It wouldn't have stopped your tank from feeding, but
I did good work. You're powered up. Get in there.
I mean, maybe a little early. Maybe we could have waited for like our tank to push up a little bit more, so we could really like nano as we hard engage. But
What?
I understand you're trying to make something happen.
Step right up.
أنا ما حدش يقدر علي. Come here to get healed. Be fortified.
Another thing I've noticed that I haven't said anything yet, but there's a lot of jumping too. Try to get out of that habit, because it can, you know, mess up your own shots. It can mess up your own focus too. Your ability to look around the battlefield. You only nanoed him there because you thought you couldn't save him. Yeah, I kind of understand, but he's also... he was also, like, I feel like he was poking a little earlier than he should have. Yeah, you know what? I understand that. That actually makes sense, because if he staggers, that's gonna put you guys in a tough spot. At the very least, Mercy would have to expend res.
I am ungrateful. 60 seconds. I won't let you fall.
Yeah, your tank's just taking tons of damage here.
The Eye of Horus watches over you.
Heroes never die.
I keep you up.
Yeah, rotate.
I remember you.
Okay.
I appreciate
Yeah, nano as soon as you get this.
you. Powered up. Get in
Perfect.
there.
Good nade. Maurice is low. Yep, you help your team confirm the kill there. Best nanos on their tank are when they're half HP or less, so then you can cut off the healing at a critical moment and confirm the kill. That's exactly what you did. And your cast takes advantage of the nano and pops off too.
Step right up.
You pocket your cast as he's using Deadeye to make sure he doesn't die. Yeah, see, like right there, all the jumping and the fidgety movements. It makes it tough for you to. It makes it tougher for you to pinpoint your shots, especially in like tracer duels. That's gonna be tough. But
I'm
as I say that, you end up killing the tracer. Good job.
Don't fret. I see you. Scorched earth. Well done.
Cool. Let's move on to the next round. Yeah, so I can already see what you're talking about with your tank. His play style is going to make it really tough for you, but
Attackers incoming.
and now you got a Maga, so you're really gonna have to babysit him and play Maga Watch here.
Stand up straight.
Okay, yeah, I like the Kiriko pick a lot better. That's much better for Maga Watch than Mercy. So let's, I just want to see what happens here, because you're already down a support, so that's, that puts a lot more pressure on you, especially to heal.
My bad. Come to me for heal.
Yeah, that's honestly, I'm gonna chalk that up to a positioning issue on your Cass's fault. It's not good to be playing here like isolated, you know, especially like it's very easy to get caught out here, even like as a tank, you know, you could easily get hurt, burst down. It probably would be better like even like playing like high ground or somewhere where like, or even like around here where he can play the health pack, even though it's hacked. But yeah, I don't blame you for that death is my point. It's not even your mistake, so we're not gonna take too much. We're not gonna spend too much time on it.
Come over here for
That's good. Pressure the Junkrat as he's trying to pressure you.
Thank you.
I would nade yourself here. So yeah, I would definitely. I mean, I don't think it would have saved you there, but that's like one of the few times where I'm gonna tell you that like you were like, I think you were literally 14 HP. Let's back that up. Yeah, you're literally 14 HP. This is where I would just you know, nade yourself, and just back up and play corners, or play cover, just so you can get healed as fast as possible and then get back in the fight quickly. It's tough though.
Let's kick this off.
This is not the end. Come here to get healed.
Thanks for the touch-up.
That must sting.
Yeah, I don't mind this.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Good job getting the nano off. Good sleep. So we lose a couple people. Let's actually back that up, because it's a good play by you, but I just want to pay attention to the rotation.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Apagando las luces.
So we land the sleep, and then we're backing up around this way. It's a pretty long rotation where you're gonna be inactive for a bit. I probably would have gone the other way, especially like your Kiriko, your Mei are over here. Sleep the Orisa, go over here, grab the health pack. You could go like over here, right where your team is, help them out. You could even like take the stairs, go like high ground or something. Yeah, I feel like that would have, that would have kept you in the fight, and at least like you would have been able to rotate with your team. Because I get this is like the traditional like position to play as Ana, but yeah, the fight's lost now, so let's fast forward. Yeah, it's a little tough. I would have liked to see you, like, especially before you started having to heal Maga, like, just trying to put pressure on people. Like, you see the Sombra, try to, like, shoot her, maybe even sleep her as soon as she comes out. Instead of immediately going to Maga, who's, like, 3/4 HP, I feel like just putting a little bit of pressure, like, even if you, like, this is gold. Oftentimes, if you even land a single shot on a Sombra, they'll get scared and panic and back off. Maybe you could have even interrupted the hack or something. I don't know, but definitely, like, especially when your tank is almost full HP, we don't need to be healing. We can go for damage first and then turn to our healing, when he starts getting crit. So oftentimes, like, I get you're trying to support the tank, but oftentimes offense is the best defense, especially like in this scenario.
Outnumbered. Be careful.
Just pressuring enemies that are pressuring your teammates to get them to back off. Before it becomes a situation like this where now he's low HP, he's getting tons of pressure, and now you have no choice but to heal bot.
One of these days I'll end up in Fiji. I have you. Keep fighting.
Join me.
I've got you.
Let the kitsune guide you.
Yeah, pressure the Sombra. Yeah, I definitely want to see you push up. So that's a time where, especially like, I think it was good that you waited a little bit because you were outside the EMP. But even like right here, your tank's pushing up. This is where you shouldn't be scoping. You should be hip firing and moving forward. I wanna see you move a little bit more. You know, hard scoping all the time is going to hurt you there. It's obviously going to hurt your movement. Recognize when your team's pushing up or when you need to get like better vision than you do now. And, you know, just hip firing and moving forward. You can still shoot the Sombra and do exactly what you were doing while walking forward and getting more aggressive as your team gets more aggressive. You see, like you focused Sombra that whole time. Now your Maga's all the way over here, and it's gonna take you a while now to rotate up to him while he's actively fighting. Wrong person. Looks like they pop off nonetheless. I shouldn't say pop off when they just kill one hero, but... So right there. Maga's low, we definitely got to heal him. Junkrat's backing off. I would at the very least, like, just keep healing Maga. Wait for the crit symbol to go away, then you can start focusing on the Junkrat. I like how you're going for damage, but we can't let our tank die while doing so. Or we got to try to avoid that at least. But that was a good nade,
Get in there.
and I don't hate that. I don't hate that nano either.
Keep fighting. That must be.
Yeah, good job keeping your Kiriko alive. Nice. So yeah, our tank died. It's unfortunate, but a good nade and a good nano definitely turned that fight around. Good job. Try to heal your Mei a little bit more if you can. Yeah, it's a little tough there. Yeah, she kind of LOS you. All right, we got a Pharah now. It's pretty much going to be, looking at your team comp, it's mostly going to be up to you and Cass to address her, unless you got like a god tier sniper Mei or something. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout for Pharah, and try to just shoot her and pressure her when you can. And just be on the lookout for her to focus you too, because she's going to recognize that you're a threat to her. And she's going to try to like even like flank and sneak up on you, and even like sneak and solo barrage you. You definitely got to expect that. She's going to try to shut you down. Yeah, so just stay active. Try to, I like it, go for damage, especially like your teams at this angle. They're all focused on here. They're not looking at you at all when you're in this lane. That's a great opportunity for you to just get aggressive and open up and go for lots of damage. Push up a little more. Yeah, that nade might have been a little bit low percentage. You know, you heard the Junkrat there, but you didn't necessarily know if you were going to get it. In those situations, I might hold it. Like if he gets a little bit more aggressive, or like if the enemy team is getting a little bit more aggressive main, that's when you can throw the nade. But it just, in my personal experience, throwing sleeps and nades to try to like predict where you think somebody is or are pretty low percentage, and it's better to hold on to those and try to punish people as they've commit, and you know you can land the ability. Just something to think about.
Justice, break off.
Yeah, you could definitely, when you see the Pharah going, like, doing the barrage on somebody trying to, like, reactively nano, even, like, the Kiriko or something, that's not a bad strategy. Or even, like, nanoing your Maga before he backed off.
You're powered up. Get
But
in
this
there.
is fine, too. We do get it off.
My bad. Hey there. What's up?
Yeah, nice try. As an Ana player, you are going to be the target of a solo tire.
60 seconds.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Step right up.
You need this.
Yeah, we can push up a little bit more, especially when you see your team. Once again, if you see your team popping off, that's a sign you can hip fire and move up. I mean, we won the fight, so it's all good either way. But
30 seconds remaining.
You're out of time. Don't let him through.
I'll keep you up.
yeah, nice try. Yeah, no, that's what you're talking about. You know, we missed a couple abilities there, but it happens.
You're up with me. What a high position.
Yeah, this is a time, especially once again, I want to see you push up. Your tank's being aggressive. I don't know if you should, but where is everybody? Yeah. Actually, never mind. He's not paying attention to where everybody else is on your team. Like, he's just running and ulting by himself. You could push up a little bit more to... What I was going to say is this is a time where you should be aggressive and try to nano him. I don't know if I would have nanoed him, but you could definitely push up a little bit more to try to compensate for what he's doing. But as we could see, that was not a smart play
Come in.
on his end. So I don't know if there was much you could have done regardless. You need to wait on your nades a bit overall. You notice you're throwing them when the enemy is pretty healthy still. Yeah. It's not necessarily bad to do that on squishies, especially if they're, especially if they're very exposed. But yeah, like on tanks and stuff, or like higher HP enemies like Bastion, it's usually better to wait until their HP gets a little bit depleted and then throw them in. And oftentimes, especially with those squishies, like I said, it's not even about like waiting until they get low. It's about how exposed they are and if you guys can finish off the kill quickly. Add back up. Again, try to use the cover if possible. Yeah, I think this is a scenario. You probably wanted to back up a little bit sooner, just so you could just stay alive. Because you wait here, you fire some shots, and now everybody's just looking at you as you just hold this position right by yourself and are firing firing shots at them. They're all looking at you. They pressure into you, and you just die before you can do anything. I would have immediately, like, once your cast died, once you were like, you realized you were here by yourself, I would have immediately tried to get behind cover, rotate up here to try to back up, and then you know, we definitely could have got this nano off like when our Ramatra came in or something like that.
You're powered up.
Or actually, oh sorry, we do get the nano off, but we die in the process. We might have been able to stay alive if we had backed up. At least like backed up behind the Ramatra. You were hiding there because of the junk tire? Yeah. When I said like I meant once your cast died to the junk tire, I would have immediately thought about like, cause let's actually back it up. I'll show you. Where are we? So he dies here. So this is where I think it wasn't a bad decision to hide here and try to avoid the junk tire. But what happens here is you come out here, you realize you're the only person here, and you just continue to kind of hold this position and see how you're just still firing, like right out in the open. They turn and they focus you. I would have immediately thought about like rotating back and like getting back here before, before you get yourself in this position. You know, maybe you could have died. You would have died anyway, but there's a better chance that you could have like backed up and your Ramatra could have pushed in front of you and kept you alive. Like, see how we're just hanging out here, and then we end up, because we just stay in this position, we end up getting pushed back into this room and cornered and die.
Let the kids guide you.
Hopefully that makes sense. But it was a little tough over there overall.
I will not leave a broken world behind.
You were thinking I will hide there for a second, try to touch. Yeah, the thing is though, if you're an Ana and you have to touch, you've probably lost regardless. Honestly, it's better to just hang back and hope that one of your teammates goes to touch. Like Ana, Zen, Beyond Trans are some of the only heroes where I would say that's the case for.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Yeah, you're taking this position now. You can focus the Mercy. Yeah, push up a little more. Try to heal your Mercy. Hip fire and move. There we go. Fast forward here. Yeah, nice. You follow up. You kind of coordinate with your Reaper there. Let's see. Yeah, he kind of goes far. Never mind.
Move now or not at all. Attack.
Yeah, nice pressure. You got the Junkrat off the high ground. Nice try. Your Mercy got caught in the junk tire. That's not your fault whatsoever. If you're a Mercy and you get trapped in a junk tire, you've probably done something wrong. Yeah, I would back up, play this corner right here. Play this nice tight space. Yeah, I wouldn't even rotate out in the open here where it's easy for people to target you. I would literally just hold this area. It's overtime and just focus on trying to stay safe, use cover, play tight to walls, and just try to just stay in this spot and help your teammates turn around, move less, and make sure your teammates can stay alive as they contest card. Yeah, your Junker Queen dies there. Let's see how you're like out in the open. You took a lot of damage fast. And yeah, so I definitely think, it was a little tough regardless, but like if we had just held this position, like I was saying, we would have been like in a safer position where people wouldn't immediately see us as they pushed up. So it'd be harder for them to pick us out and decide to focus us. And then the other thing too, you might have been able to get better vision of the Junker Queen as she pushed in there. And you might have been able to just, stay safe and help your teammates instead of getting focused on yourself. But it's a little tough. Yeah, you definitely want to try not to play out in the open. You want to have cover you can quickly duck behind. And always like hugging walls and playing corners is always ideal as Ana.
Score. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Covering you. No recovery.
Yeah, you can push up a little bit. Actually, no, it's fine. Yeah, try to heal your bat. Okay.
Protect the objective.
Nice try.
Got you.
Maybe a little late with the nade, but you were trying to help your BAP. So this is a little tough. Just try to play like the corner. Try to help your Mei, help your Diva. Try to focus the targets they're focusing. Definitely, if you see the Sombra, I want you pressuring her for sure. When looking at it in retrospect, it feels a lot easier to know exactly what you should have done. But when it's happening live, you feel like you don't make the best decisions. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. That's something that I struggle with too. In fact, you guys have, if you've watched my gameplay, you've probably seen me make mistakes that I've literally coached on. I mean, sometimes, you know, you panic, you're not thinking about the right things. It always happens. One thing I could recommend, just a general tip, is to try to pick like 1 to 2 things in like a game that you really want to focus on, you know? Like, okay, I really want to focus on like timing my nades right. I really want to focus on positioning, where I'm playing. Like, just try to pick like 1 or 2 things and try to just really work on that and focus on building those habits. And then, you know, as you get better at that, then you can focus on other things. I don't know, that's just a general tip for like, you know, trying to fix these habits live in the moment. I mean, you're going to make mistakes like we talked about at the beginning or before I started recording, but the important thing is to, you know, obviously, like we said, not get caught in the moment either. And just, if you make a mistake, if you just move on, not dwell on it, and just focus on your next decision too. Yeah, that was a little tough. Your BAP died. I feel like he was playing a little exposed. He got caught out by the Sombra, and that kind of put us in a tough spot. Now we're doing Lucio tech. So here, it's just you and BAP. Honestly, it's overtime. Holding the point and stopping them from capping doesn't really matter at this point. What matters is stopping them from getting over here and taking this spot. So honestly, I think it would have been better for both of you to wait and like and just just try to full regroup with your team, especially as Lucio. You know, you have the speed to get people like to the fight faster and help them group up. So yeah, that's what I would have done instead of trying to cap point here. This is a mistake that both you and your BAP did. And now what it's going to cause is it's going to cause us to stagger. Now, like, we can see like your Diva and your Mei going in. They're going to go in by themselves. They're not going to have healing. They're going to die. As they die, you guys will be coming back. And then you'll die as well. And we're just not going to get a team fight now. So like, even if your BAP makes this mistake, I wouldn't go in here yourself. I would try to regroup with your team, or at least go in with the majority of your team. Because now this is pretty much GG at this point. They have barely any space to push it, and unless our Mei pops off. Yeah. Nice job. Big things I want you to do is, for one, I want to see you just scoping a little bit less. I want to see you recognizing where and how your team is moving. I want you to try to move with them. If that means, unscoping, hip firing, and moving, that can be that's something you should do, especially when you got an ultra aggro tank like that. Trying to move up. I feel like you could have. There were some times, as we pointed out, you could have moved up a little bit more than you did to try to support them. You were playing in like traditionally optimal spots, but it wasn't optimal given the way your team was playing. They were pushing way more forward than optimal, so you got to try to figure out how you can push a little bit more forward as well. Other thing too, I noticed, like we said, with the jumping and the I feel like it's making you a little bit fidgety. It's making you it's harder for you to focus targets and land your shots effectively. You were talking about your aim and how you felt like that wasn't good at the beginning. I feel like just taking out that habit, like even like replacing the jumping with crouching, that will help your aim a lot. That alone, without doing anything else. And then the other thing too, I really want you to do is give you one more thing. Oh yeah, cover. Especially like when we were pushing that fight on attack, that last fight I showed you on second attack, where you were kind of out in the open, and then the Orisa and everybody just saw you, and they realized, oh, there's the Ana right there. We can just run into her. It made you an easy target, and you died and took a lot. You took a lot of damage fast, and you died a lot earlier than I feel like you would have otherwise. So. Like, try to figure out like corners and cover that you can play where you're hidden. You don't have to move around as much, so it allows you to just stay still and just turn and focus on and like pay attention to the battlefield a lot better. And then also it keeps you a lot safer as well. But that's all I have for now. Let me know if you have any questions. If anyone would like to request a VOD review, check the link in the description. And best of luck with your climb.